Superman is one of the most beloved superheroes for fans of comics and live action alike. There have been many actors in the past who played the character, but there are only a few who have received the love that Henry Cavill has received. In today's video, we'll talk about Henry Cavill confirming his return as Superman after his cameo in Black Adam. First up, what is the confirmation about? Following the massive failures that DCEU has had with its projects over the years, there were rumors of everything getting scrapped and starting from the beginning. This might have been a good idea, except that some parts of the DCEU were actually amazing, such as the portrayal of Superman by Henry Cavill. As years went by, the chances of his return as Superman were looking slimmer and slimmer, until he reappeared in the latest Black Adam movie as a cameo. Coming up, so how did this happen? We've seen Dwayne Johnson on his press tour of the film repeatedly refer to the return of Superman as something that's being done to please the fans. But where was this fan service during the past few years? As revealed by multiple sources and The Rock himself, the top management at the studios wasn't in favor of Henry Cavill's return. But as the management changed, the studio's view of Cavill did too. And fortunately, we'll now be able to see Cavill reprise the most popular role of his acting career. Finally, what can we expect from this return? Cavill officially announced his return as Superman through Instagram, saying that he waited for the announcement until many of us had seen the movie. This actually says a lot about how big this return is going to be. Cavill's character has already done a cameo in Shazam, although his face was never revealed. But if he was only back for a mere cameo, he and The Rock wouldn't be going out announcing his return to the world. This means that there's now a big project lined up. It might be Man of Steel 2, but we could also speculate that there are other projects in line, considering that Black Adam has also introduced the Justice Society of America. There's a lot of potential, and we'd love to see how it all plays going in with the new setup at DC. Now, moving on to some of Henry Cavill's best movies, starting with number 15, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. This movie presented Henry Cavill as Superman for the second time. Along with Cavill, we also saw Ben Affleck donning Batman's suit for the first time. While the film wasn't positively received, fans and critics both praised Cavill and Affleck's performances. It's unfortunate that the film couldn't meet expectations. However, the pre-hype for the movie allowed it to garner one of the biggest box offices of the year, allowing the studio to continue with future DCEU projects. At number 14, we have the Justice League. Following the disaster of Batman vs. Superman, fans expected the studio to learn from its mistakes. That wasn't the case, however. Justice League was without a doubt better than the previous film, but that doesn't mean it was a good film. Already riddled with errors and a digitally removed stash from Cavill's face, the change of director in the middle of the production didn't help the movie either. Now, Tristan and Isolde at number 13. Tristan and Isolde is a romantic drama based in medieval times. The cast included James Franco and Sophia Myles. As far as Henry Cavill goes, this is still the time when the actor was looking for a breakthrough project. This film was just not it, given that it was quickly forgotten. It's still fun to visit projects like these for the fans of Cavill now that he's one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Following up, Sandcastle at the 12th spot. Sandcastle is one of Cavill's recent projects. The movie focuses on the troubles of war-struck areas and how soldiers carry on with their lives through times like that. The movie isn't one of Cavill's most popular works, but it allowed him to jump out of his more superhero-esque roles and break the typecasting curse. Next up, we have Blood Creek at number 11. Blood Creek, again, isn't Henry's most notable work. It also did little for his career. The film is based around Nazi cults and creatures, a unique concept that wasn't really welcome by audiences. Directed by Joel Schumacher, the movie cast includes the names of Michael Fassbender and Dominic Purcell. This is all the more reason to question why the film didn't do well, given how the cast was top-notch. But then you look at Batman vs. Superman and you get the answer. At number 10, Whatever Works. Whatever Works is based on a script that was initially drafted in the 1970s. It talks about a troubled Boris Yelnikov who leaves his posh New York life to settle in a Chinatown accommodation to lead a simpler life, following a failed attempt at taking his own life. Although the plot of the movie suffered, Henry Cavill in his role as Randy James shone like a bright diamond. Not to forget his on-screen chemistry with Evan Rachel Wood was something the viewers would enjoy. Followed by Immortals at 9. Although Henry Cavill's known most famously for playing Superman, He got his first shot at super beings when he played the mythical Greek hero Theseus in Immortals. Theseus is chosen to protect the immortals in this classic. The movie may have lacked in areas or may have not done so well overall, but one thing that it did for Cavill was it aided him in securing the role of Superman a few years later. Next, Man of Steel at 8. The role of Superman played a pivotal part in Henry Cavill's career. There's no doubt that the man is famously known for playing Superman, and this is the movie that got it all started. Even though the fans had issues with some parts of the movie, it is without a doubt one of the best entries in the DCEU portfolio, and Henry Cavill's portrayal of the beloved superhero only received praise. No wonder he's back in the role on popular demand. Now, The Count of Monte Cristo at 7 and Stardust at 6. Count of Monte Cristo is a 2002 movie based on the works of Alexander Dumas. While the story doesn't have much when it comes to the plot, the movie is still fun to watch, especially for fans of Henry Cavill, for whom this was one of the earliest appearances in cinema. On the other hand, we have Stardust. The movie is a visual treat for lovers of the science fiction genre. While the story might be difficult to explain, it tells the tale of Tristan, who tries to give a fallen star to the woman he likes. The mega cast includes Ricky Gervais, Robert De Niro, along with Henry Cavill, to name a few. Followed by I Capture the Castle at 5. The movie follows the journey of 17-year-old Cassandra Mortmain, who struggles to keep her family afloat when two American brothers inherit it instead. Cavill plays the role of Stephen Colley, who is deeply in love with Cassandra and is also the handyman of her family. The film didn't do well financially, but it helped Cavill leave a mark with his charm by playing such a noble character at the age of only 20. What's more is The Man from U.N.C.L.E. at 4. Henry Cavill plays a CIA agent from the 60s in this critically acclaimed film. He comes face to face with an agent from the KGB while not knowing that eventually they would have to join hands to save the world. The role of Napoleon Solo allows us to see a side of Cavill that we hadn't seen before. We see a calm, cool, and slick agent that's very close to how the actor is in real life as well. It's also one of Henry's best performances to date. It's a fun ride that you wouldn't want to miss. We're in the top 3 now. First up, Enola Holmes at number 3. The movie follows the journey of the titular Enola Holmes, who's the younger sister of the legendary fictitious detective Sherlock Holmes. In the movie, Brown plays the character of Enola, while Cavill plays the character of the detective. The movie became a hit soon after its release, allowing for it to be turned into a franchise of its own. Cavill's character was so well received that he'll now return for the sequel of the movie. Next, we have Justice League again at 2. No, this one's different. After years of campaigning by DC fans for the studio to release the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder returned to reshoot some scenes for the movie and release a 4-hour version of what was originally the Justice League. Among other things, Henry Cavill stood out, especially in the black Superman suit, and surprisingly, his artificial-looking stash removal was gone. This started another campaign from fans for the return of Cavill as Superman, which resulted in him reprising the role. Finally, Mission Impossible Fallout. Mission Impossible Fallout is Henry Cavill's best performance to date, and it comes as no surprise that it's also his highest-rated movie. As Ethan Hunt goes on another adventure to save the world from a nuclear threat, Cavill plays a complex villain who is probably one of the best characters that the franchise has ever seen. Oh, and who can forget the iconic but weird punches that Cavill landed in the bathroom scene? If you haven't, you should check those out. That's a wrap for this video. How excited are you for Superman's return? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.